Welcome to Starfield, everybody. This is, of course, post-character creation, and when we, in fact, have our ship. Now, I believe we're allowed to leave. I don't think we're forced to stay here, so you can just wander off and do your own thing pretty much immediately. But if you're just starting out with Starfield, I feel like things can get pretty hectic pretty fast, and there's a lot of stuff that maybe you do or don't know. There's a lot of things we could talk about. So we're going to talk about, obviously, starting out here now. We are, of course, on Crete, where we are being directed to go and deal with the Crimson Fleet captain. Now, if you are following the playlist, you'll already know that I've gone for a character that has proficiency with persuasion, and we also have currently have proficiency with security. Therefore, we can pick locks. And we can persuade people to do things. The only thing my character realistically is missing is the boost pack and stealth to be, in my opinion, in a decent position to be set up. In addition, before we get to the first town, whilst it's not essential, I'm probably going to aim to have the first point in commerce put in. I probably wouldn't invest too much there. But the idea, the main value here is getting the 5% discount all game. I think that's pretty good to have, and that is going to be something that compounds over time as just being, in general, better economy. I also feel the same way about the scavenging perk. The earlier we get this, the more that's going to compound and just, in general, mean we have an easier time when it comes to basically doing what we want. Combat's pretty fine. If you feel like you do need just a little bit extra punch, grab ballistics early. It's going to be nice 10% damage to all of your standard weaponry that we have early on. I'm probably going to want medicine. Healing faster is good, although it's not necessary early on in the game, so something we can skip over. I've spoken about this enough, though. Let's actually take our first steps. That is the mission that we have. Now, you could just run literally straight down there and be like, hey, let's go deal with this Crimson Captain. It's obviously going to be nice and easy in there, but before we do that, we're going to go on a little bit of an adventure. We're going to do a little bit of scanning, so if you bring your scanner up, which should have been prompted to do. Obviously, on the Xbox, it's LB. Pardon me for not knowing the controls on PC. If you want to post them in the comments, I'd appreciate it. That'd be great. But you're going to see some things highlighted in blue. In fact, just starting out, everything should be highlighted in blue because it hasn't been scanned yet. If I walk up to this, you should see bottom of the bar there where all the controls are. Bottom left, X is for scan. And now it should be in green. I guess that's highlighted in blue because it's not fully scanned yet. We can go do the same with the creatures down here. Now, you're going to see that hasn't actually moved the... So let's go with fauna creature, right? That hasn't actually moved. What it has done is it's increased the percentage. When it comes to organic life, we need multiple scans to have that completed. Let me see if we can get one of these done, for an example. Let me get this little blight already. Hello, Trilobite. Trilobite. I guess, yeah, we've got another scan. It's done. Now, of course, if you want to kill these, you can. These are literally like nothings. 1 XP. Don't waste ammunition on them if you are going to do it, though. Feel free to pick some resources up from them. Now, because we are fairly close, and I don't know the exact range, if you feel like you are packing too much weight, my mass is on 25. Oh my god, that's so heavy. We can go to resources here, and so long as you are close to your ship, I guess it's not actually letting me do it right now, which is unfortunate for this example. Let's get a bit closer. The booster. It's really weird not double jumping. Let me show this. Thought we could do it from a pretty decent distance, but I guess not. How close do we need to be? I guess we need to be quite close. Oh, let me do it. Sometimes, it's really inconsistent actually. Sometimes when you go in your inventory, you can just send stuff straight back to the ship, but I guess right now, it doesn't really want to show me that. I will show the cargo hold, probably as a mini video. If you guys want me to point that out in maybe the next video before we go into Fleet Captain's base over there. We're going to go, I'm probably going to do like one adventure. I'm going to do one on screen. I'll probably do a second one if there's anything else to do. It doesn't like there is. You can generally tell if there's something of like note to go and explore because it's highlighting it for us. So we're going to go over this way. I'm obviously probably going to skip forward a little bit. But there's a difference here. When I scan this, you'll see the resource immediately goes up in how many we've scanned. Now, we've got one of the cool things here is when you've got the scanner up, if you press the trigger, it's going to bring your cutter straight out so it can harvest nice and quickly. A really cool little feature they have is if I turn the scanner off, it's going to bring my weapon straight out as long as I have it drawn. Obviously, I can put the weapon away, and then it won't do that. If I have the weapon out, we can switch between the two. Excuse me. Switch between the two, nice and easy. This is going to mean that if a creature sneaks up on you, or you need to defend yourself, press the scanner button. Don't press Y, because that doesn't work. Press the scanner button. Okay, little tip. So we are going to basically go along in a straight line. I'm going to harvest most of this stuff because we want to get some nice basic resources just building up. We don't need like loads right now immediately, but it is a good idea just to have them kind of building up in the background for now. And if you ever feel like you've got too much, you can obviously go ahead and sell some. I'm going to get some scans on as we go over there. This one, last kind of example. And I'm just going to go in a straight line now. Yours might be a little bit different. Obviously, this game has a level of procedural generation, which means as you kind of go on different planets and stuff like this, it's obviously going to look a bit different to mine. Some of it obviously doesn't. Things like the main cities, all of the handcrafted set pieces are going to be as is, which is kind of cool, because that means as I go forward, I can make some nice decent guides for the missions and stuff like this, which we'll have in the playlist in the order that I decide to do them in with this character. That doesn't necessarily mean I have mapped out the entire game and have the exact best order for absolutely everything. Simply, I'm going to go in a pretty comfortable order. Most of the sequential and faction missions seem pretty well balanced, which is rather nice. One of the best things I've noticed is enemy and character level isn't the be-all and end-all of combat. Like, if we face a level 10 enemy, that's not, like, wildly different to facing a level 2 enemy, depending on the gear that it's carrying. Generally speaking, it's just mostly going to mean they probably have some better gear, so maybe they're going to be more dangerous. So it's kind of like a, almost like a reflection on how much progress they expect you to have made. Particularly as, like, most of your perks are not going to be combat perks. I mean, if you go exclusively combat, you're obviously going to be a badass at level 10. But you are going to be, I don't want to say locked out of content, but you're going to struggle way more. We've got some creatures to go and scan over there. We're going to do that in a second. So, I just feel like having said that, it's like, you know, I want to make sure it's pretty clear, like, I mean, don't go to like a level 50 area, you probably get absolutely minced. But in general, you're going to be pretty okay. The only time, should I say, where levels feel a little bit against you, if they're higher level than you, is in space. Combat is pretty harsh out in space, so just bear that in mind. Now, of course, the first time you scan an enemy, you're not going to know how aggressive it is until we actually have a scan. This one is clearly aggressive. That's potentially bad, but it falls nice and easy to the scan. So that's pretty good for me. I'm going to go ahead and give some more of these a scan. So I want to get these all nice and done. You're going to come as a herd, are you? As you scan them, you'll get like the link. So you can see that's where this one isn't aggressive because we've scanned it. We know that. Get some more scans on these. We want to know. They look like they've got diseases. Ooh. Please don't touch me, Sam. Please don't. We've got a boss one down there. So here's something we could show. Oh man, close. These are really vulnerable enemies. These are really good for XP. Wow, that's crazy. So you see that one there that has like segments under its health? That means it actually can refill its health bar. Well, it's effectively trying to show you that it has more health than the others. Yeah, one's carrying tungsten. Why? I didn't scan them. Okay, so a limitation here. I completely missed myself there. If you are the one that defeats these, then you can't scan them. If they're like, if they're fighting amongst themselves and they happen to die, that's scannable. So I guess like if you interfere, it's not a valid scan. Whereas, you know, if it's a natural occurrence, then it is a valid scan. That seems to be the way they treat them. So anyways, I'm going to continue moving towards this little outpost over here. I'll meet you guys in a couple of minutes once I've covered this little bit of space. Okay, so I've reached here. We've obviously got some solo combat to go on. And I feel like I can at least show here that this is not an impossible combat, even though they're level 5. And I am still level 1. I haven't used the skill point we got yet. It's probably going to go on being able to double jump. Just so that we've got platforming available. There we go, nice and easy. Now, when it comes to taking damage, make sure you're proactive about healing. You're going to see here, obviously it only slows time, right? But it heals over time. It's not an instant heal. So if you're starting to take damage and you're looking a bit low, you want to be healing before it becomes an issue.
In combat,
Otherwise, you're likely to go down. So with that being said, this game is, I think anyway, more dangerous than usual Bethesda games. So bear that in mind as you're going around. I need some ammunition. And in general, ammunition seems scarcer in this game in terms of like drops. So I did a lot of purchasing ammunition from actual vendors because like we use quite a lot of it. So just bear that in mind. I'm going to finish the rest of these off. Okay, there's going to be like a mental cut because I can't really show you going upstairs, but I don't think it's too crazy. Apart from the fact that I just want to show you guys something. It's probably going to kill me. It's gone now. There it is. If you see one of those, try to avoid it. It just decided it was going to join into our fight, and it was absolutely murdering everybody. So if you see a terramorph like that, we're going to leave that alone. It's a little bit much for us right now. Everything I just said about levels, that's like the Death Claw. If you ever played Fallout. If you haven't played Fallout, that basically means it doesn't really matter what its level is, it's going to hurt you, and it's currently hurting me and everything around here right now. I'm going to hope that if I stay in sneak mode, maybe it'll lose track of me and it'll wander off. It can't seem to get up the stairs, so I'm like mildly safe, but that's like stretching. Either way, so whilst we're inside, there's something that I kind of want to hopefully show you guys. Yeah, it's drifted off, look, so I'm just going to fast travel back out of here, get out of trouble in a minute. Can I run? Can I run? I can. Here we go. Right, so I think I picked up... Did I pick up a digipick already? Let me check my misc here. Yeah, so we have a digipick. We'll try and show you one of these on a shelf somewhere. If we can find one. Usually there's like a couple when you come into these places. And I'm going to kind of show you guys a bit of a prioritization in terms of using them here. So it's going to be like a couple of rooms. Let's look at these. Not usually too much in toilets. I know Fallout used to have an obsession with putting like drugs and stuff in toilets. This one doesn't. This game doesn't seem as crazy for it. Now, so here's a container, right? So this one's locked. What I'm going to suggest to you is, unless it's like a big looking loot chest, look for doors before you open little chests. Because, oh hello, we've got an extra digipick here, we should run that. So we're on 2 now, which is good. Because often the game's just like, haha, here's a door, it's locked. And if you haven't got like a way to get through, you're like, it's not going to be easy to open. So I'm going to continue looking around here, and oh look, ha! We have it right here. I don't think I can get in there. Can I do advanced? I can. Okay, so right now I'm going to take you through how I do lockpicks. Now we're still very basic on the lockpicking right now, so when we level it up a little bit, it'll actually turn blue if you have selected one of these little dials here that can fit the lock. Okay, so what I mean by that is, you see how this has got the 3 prongs? We need to put those over the gaps. When I press A, I'm not going to do it right now because I want to show you guys how to set this up. They're going to slot into place, and that's going to count as a victory. If we get a wrong one, or we back out now, that's going to waste a digilock, and that is not going to be ideal for us. Each time you pick a lock, 1 digilock is going to be used. Digipick, should I say, is going to be used. And so we need to make sure we're topping up on those pretty much all the time. So what I'd like to do, because obviously we can leave it there, we can now go ahead, go over to a different one. It looks like this will actually fit those other 3, right? So that's going to take that one. Now, before I actually use those, I want to check the one underneath. We can still see the gaps under there. It looks like that will not fit one. So we don't care about that. This may fit one. That's going to fit. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. So that could be tough, right? So you may end up needing, this is why I would like to check, you may end up needing to use these instead of the ones we're already planning to use. This one will fit the top. That leaves a 2. That fit the side. Yes, it will. Okay, so we're looking pretty good there. So we should be able to do you, and you. That's how I like to get through the picks, okay? I get through it pretty much every time like that. Sometimes it can take a little bit of time, it's a bit confusing sometimes with the sheer amount of, like, stuff that we've got to keep track of as you're doing it. But you'll get used to it. Okay, so we're in here. We've got New weapon, that's good, thank you. Canuck Tortier. That just does not seem very good, does it, for a big giant box like that? I feel like I'm being gibbed. As you're coming around, you'll find stuff like this. So this is a crafting station. I'm still working out how we get these on the ship. I'd love to have one of these on the ship. There's currently a research station on your ship, so you can research new mods and stuff. But in here, you can see what it takes to create different pharmaceuticals, for want of better words. So we can treat burns and stuff like this. I don't think we can actually directly make med packs just yet. We've got bandages. So if we've got like lacerations and stuff, we can cure that. But we're going to keep the raw materials. That's more versatile, and therefore when I want something, it's easier to make it. Although the final product is lighter, so if you've got a lot of resources and you want to craft some stuff, it's a good way to save some space. Something else that's good, can I find something here for an example, is that if something is used in crafting, it tells you. Can I find something? I can't seem to find anything. Obviously, even with the digipick, I can't get in there because it's too difficult, because it's master. You need to get that ready at some point. Everything here looks like it. I wanted to show a craftable component. Terramorph is still out there, I can hear it. Okay, I'm going to drop one just so I can show you. So, if we come into inventory and I drop something from my resource tab, not miss resource tab, just drop anything. Okay, when you hover over it, it does tell you, look, it's an uncommon inorganic resource. So it gives you all of the specifications on there when you read it. Whereas when I like come across a piece of junk, which there should be loads in here, it's just going to say nothing. So sometimes, even when things seem like they could be useful, they're actually not. So this isn't like, or at least so far it doesn't seem like Fallout, where we can convert some of them. Like one of the ones, like, I don't know if you guys have played Fallout, but basically in Fallout 4, tape was considered an adhesive. This game uses adhesives, that is its own specific item that can be picked up. We don't use tape, for example, as an adhesive. Obviously, if you're coming to Starfield and never played Bethesda game before, that would never spring to your mind. If you played Fallout, maybe that's something... Oh, that thing is really trying to get in here. Maybe that's something that could catch you out, so I feel like it's worth mentioning. So, I've looted this. Something that's really cool, I really like the convenience of this, is if we look at our ship, or anywhere that you've already been, I can just press X, fast travel straight there. I really like the smoothness of that. It's really cool. You could do it from the map as well if you want. I'm going to go ahead and get up. And as promised, even though I couldn't do it remotely like I thought I was going to be able to, I can interact with this now. Oh, don't take it. I want to transfer. I can come in here. Something that's mega useful is inventory. Go into resources, and then should be RB, store all resources. That's just going to lighten me up. Okay, pretty cool in that regard. Now, something else that's pretty good as well, just in case you kind of want to know about this, there is actually a separate storage. It still counts towards the weight of the ship, as far as I can tell. But in here, you can actually separate some stuff out in case you want to have something that's a bit easier to grab. I like putting specific things in here. So, for example, in my main playthrough, I got a rifle that did more damage in space, but less damage on ground. And so I put that in there so that if, like, I got boarded or I was boarding something, I get out of my chair, I pick up my space weapon, and then I'm good to go, right? So I feel like that's the good application of the captain's locker to me. I keep on picking stuff up, so let me put the stuff back in. So now that we've been around, we picked up some resources. We can go ahead. Over here is on the base ship anyway. This is your research station, so we can come in here. We can start unlocking some mods, right? So it tells us, is that 8? Is 8 available? No. So some of them you need skills for. So I need it for this. That's actually for like outpost building. We don't want to do any of that right now. But this is like mods to your helmet. We haven't picked up any resources that we need. That's crazy, right? I thought I'd seen some iron. Effie? No, I don't get no iron. Wow. Okay. So you can see kind of the stuff that you're going to need to pick up. We haven't actually managed to get any. I thought we picked up some fibers as well. Did I not pick up fiber? Totally available. 1 minute here. I don't want to do that. I don't do beverages. Couldn't do anything. It says totally available. Oh yeah, just say 1 minute. Select. Oh, I guess it just means I haven't put it in there yet. Ah. Here we go. Now, we've unlocked barrel mods level 1. Interesting. Surprised. So I guess we have to look for the material. I don't know why I didn't notice that before. How crazy. Sorry about that. It's my fault. There we go. So it means we have it, and it actually tells you when you click on the inventory on the right hand side. Very nice. So there we have some extra mod stuff. We can't actually apply anything yet. And that will still need resources to actually apply them as well. But for that, you actually need a workbench, which we don't have in here. We'll see if there's one as we go around that little base. So 20 minutes, that is the limit that I want this video to be. Hopefully this helps you out a little bit. I'm going to see if I can find another point of interest to explore. If I've done that, I will have. If I haven't found one, then I won't have done that. I'm a little bit low on healing right now, so that could be a bit dangerous because I've only got 3 med packs left. And I mean, the maelstrom ammunition's okay. But if I come across another one of those terminals, I'm stuffed. But now is a good time for me personally to place like a good save point down, have a little bit of exploration, and then in the next episode, I'll use my skill point to get the boost pack. I'm going to leave that off for now, so just kind of explore nice and basic, so I'm in a similar position to everybody else. Oh look, we've got 2 points of interest over that. We've got a camp, a cave even, and we've got another point of interest. I might go for that long one over there. That's a good idea as a structure. And then next episode, we're going to go down, we're going to deal with this guy. Make sure, if you're watching this, you have a point of persuasion ready. And if you see any, like, wine or anything like this that gives you a little persuasion boost, make sure you have that. That way we can go through how to be successful at persuading people, as that will be pretty helpful, I think, for a lot of people. There's another, like, load of stuff over there, but it's not going up on that scan. But there's tons of things you can go and see. But yes, so I'm going to have one quick little adventure. I'm pretty much going to go in a straight line again. Pick a few things along the way, come back to the ship, drop stuff off, and then we'll be off into the main base. Catch you all again soon.